as soon as it dropped, and understandably so, people are like, well, what does this mean? What is it? What's the impact? What happens here? What does it mean for Michigan? All right, so here's what's interesting about this House bill, guys. So what it does is it now gives the universities for the first time the ability to pay players. There's a $20.5 million pot. I mean, I've seen numbers from 20 and a half to 22, whatever. I don't know. Michigan is going to commit 70 to 75% of its revenue share to its football roster. Now, here's what's interesting, guys. This revenue share, it only applies to D1 athletes, meaning if you're in high school, doesn't apply. Now, a lot of people are like, well, with this NCAA clearinghouse, with this NCAA House bill, there's a clearinghouse where now you have to push all NIL deals above $600 through this clearinghouse. They have to approve, and it has to be market value. Now, one, that's going to be challenged in courts. You better believe the boosters and the lawyers and the parents, and this is going to go to court. I already know it will. We all know it will. But here's what makes it really interesting. That's for D1 athletes. That's for players who are in college. This has no effect on high school players. As long as the state allows legal NIL, which every state does except like Hawaii, I think Indiana, Ohio, which is interesting, and one or two others. So there's like 5 out of all the states that allow high school NIL. Michigan and its collectives can negotiate NIL deals that do not need to go through a clearinghouse with these prospects. And these deals can be like Bryce Underwood's deal. These deals can be like Ty Haywood. This does not stop NIL. It only creates an environment where these kids are actually earning more money now, because now what the revenue share model is going to be for transfer portal players, players already on the roster, and retainment of players. That is what it's going to be. And your lower half of your classes, so like your players who fill out like 15 through 25 of your cycle classes, they will be given, and every kid will get revenue share, but they will be promised a guaranteed number that'll get them to commit to Michigan, right? The collectives are going to be more about those top, I would say 8 to 12, 14 guys. That's where your collective money is going to go. Maybe it might only be just your top 10. I don't know yet. So I'm assuming there. What I'm not assuming is there's for sure the collectives are going to be used for those blue chip, big time gets. Go get them. The revenue share will be used for the rest of the class. Revenue share will be used for the guys on the roster, portal, and retainment of roster. So that's where we are. So just so everyone knows. Now, what does this mean for Michigan?
Exactly.
Well, Sean McGee, and this is why it is so important that the Navy looked a different way for their athletic director. Sean McGee has already been experienced, with cap structuring because of being with the Bears. There has been word for a while that Sean McGee, Michigan and Sean McGee, has been prepared for this for over a year. Sean McGee already knows how he's going to structure the cap, how he's going to structure the roster, what positions are going to get X, Y, Z, which is why you see as soon as that House bill went, green light, okay, it's game on. Collectives are still green lit. So Queen Jolene, shout out to you. Hail the Queen. She's still good money, okay? Money's still good. Ellisons are still good. So that's why so Michigan should be in a position. So here's what's also interesting. A lot of schools have made commitments. And there's a belief that a lot of schools are gonna have some trouble with their roster management because of the way that they have their NIL structured. But we'll see. Now, one thing I want to clarify though. The NIL deals that these kids make in high school will not have any impact on the revenue share. Those deals will be contract binding through collectives, and the collectives are going to have to put legal language in them that if a kid transfers or does not sign on signing day, because it has to be before he signs as an athlete, then the money has to go back. Now, guess what? That's going to go to court. You better believe there's going to be a kid who doesn't pay the money back. That's going to happen.
Nothing back.
Yeah, that's my money. And then not only that, you have kids who are staying committed for $20K a month. Georgia, Curry Smart let that out the bag. I don't know if Michigan's doing that or not. I don't know, but you never know. I don't know. If I find out, I'll let you guys know, but I don't know. But what I told you guys though, and shout out to my guy Tom Bouchard here. Shout out to you, my guy. What I have told you guys, and this is why I'm, I hope you guys rock with us and all that. I told you once this House bill passed, Michigan, that's when Michigan was going to go. Like that's been, well, I told you that's what the word was. I was just sharing what I've heard and what the word was. And then, we also gave you the where we've been with Savion Hyder. Now we'll see if Michigan can close there. But in terms of accuracy, again, the show's hitting good numbers. We'll see where it goes. But Johnny, it does appear Michigan is well positioned to, from this point to signing day, have a strong class. What's your thoughts on all this, man?
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm McDonald's right now. I'm loving it because shout out to Marmar because he was saying this a while ago, about a month or two ago, about Sean McGee sending us videos about it in his plan. And it's one thing if it didn't happen like it did, but the fact that he was preparing for this and kind of knew what was going to happen, so he's been preparing to have Michigan ready for that bill to pass, and now the chips are falling right where we want them to. So the fact that he's already been looking ahead, and now other teams and schools are scrambling, trying to figure it out because they just been dishing it out, pay for play, however they want to. I like that he had the foresight to understand what's the long-term model for Michigan football to be successful.
Yeah, exactly, man. And this is where Michigan, what's funny? And like, I told somebody I was going to stay away from this, but I just can't help it. Because they came at me. Buckeye Scoop, man. Fuck it. We're going to call him out. I know. I apologize right now to that individual because I did tell him I was going to avoid that shit. But I mean, he came at me. You know what I'm saying? He came at me. So I want to post something. I want to share something. I'm going to share right now if I can find it. Where is it at? I post too much. Where are you at, Buckeye Scoop? So I posted something about the House bill passing, and then Buckeye Scoop said, I'll share it.
What they say, massive cheating scandal, massive breaking news.
This is how you know they throw. I'm gonna tell you this right now. You want to know how you know they throw shit at the wall, which we already know. By the way, Johnny, we've gotten word that our names have been in some of their mouths recently. So I guess, you know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, I've been getting the word.
Yeah. All right, so check this out. So right here. So I said Michigan recruiting. I said this on the 6th, boys. June 6th. We're at June 10th. Tell me I was lying. Not lying. No lies told, right? Then Buckeye Scoop's got a quote tweet me and says, this is the worst possible thing that could happen to Michigan. You're fucking wrong. Flat out. No, the reality is Michigan's prepared for this, set up for this. Collective's healthy. The cap's going to be structured well. Sean McGee's already got this thing laid out. This is why they didn't want to guarantee numbers to kids that they couldn't promise, because they wanted to do it the right way. Green light season. House bill has been passed. This is what it is. But if you want another exhibit of shit thrown at a fucking wall, this is it. And this is
why would that be bad for Michigan regardless, though?
Because you know what they think, bro. This is like, and I know we have some Buckeyes that that we respect, and it's all love, like, and it is, and for those of you who are watching, it is all love, and this isn't directed at you at all. But there is definitely a large portion of Buckeyes who really don't pay attention. They just read whatever these people say, and they think that, our collectives are buying all these kids. Well, first of all, this has no effect on the collectives in the high school players. Okay, zero effect on that. Second of all, Michigan is already planned and has laid out what they're going to do for the roster for this structure, this cap structure that's going to be implemented through the NCAA. Michigan is actually well positioned for this. Michigan's in a great spot for this. So if anything, at the end of the day, it's another L of many. That's why it's going to be very interesting. And I will stay neutral here. It's going to be very interesting when this announcement on the sign gate goes through, because somebody's taking a fucking L, and it's either going to be us or it's going to be them. And someone's going to take a hard fucking L. And guess what? One of the two sides is not going to let the other one live it down. So we're going to find out. I'll tell you this right now. My money's on us. My money's on us. We'll find out, though. Time will tell on that. So that's the reality of that situation. Michigan's in a good spot. We're doing it. Green light season. We'll see what Michigan does. This weekend's gonna be interesting, and then the rest of the official visit season's gonna be interesting. I'm real interested to see what is the update on Brady Marchese, because I don't know what has occurred, obviously, since being on the show, but I know things are moving quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so actually Kinetic brings up a really good point. So this is interesting, Kinetic. So you're right. I wanted to touch on this. So he goes, TJ, the House settlement also grandfathers in all current players on the roster, so they won't count against the 105 at all, as long as they stay on the current school. What are your thoughts? Okay, great fucking question, Kinetic. Thank you. All right, so they're still going to be scholarship kids. Now here's the thing, though, Kinetic. The scholarship players actually do count against the revenue share. So you have a 105. So the way this works, and I don't know if there's going to be a term limit here on this. And here's what I mean by that. The judge didn't want to implement a 105 roster cap and then the walk-ons be without anywhere to go.
Yeah.
No team to play on. So the judge was real conscious of that. So the way that they've decided to navigate it is by allowing a 105 cap, but scholarship kids additionally. And those will be your walk-on kids. Now, I don't know if that's only for like the legacy walk-ons or if that's going to be what I don't know is if that's long-term or what the plan is there. But it is interesting to see how they structured that. So it's interesting. I actually like it. I'm for this House bill. I think this is good. The only thing that the reality is, though, Johnny, the the lawyers are going to be making a lot of money because there's going to be parents and boosters. Because like, how do you limit? I'll give you an example. Everyone remember Branch. Zachariah Branch was requesting like what 4 million or 2.5, something crazy, 2.5 million, something wild out of USC in the transfer portal. Who is going to have that revenue share for a transfer portal kid? And you know damn well the agents or the collectives or whoever, the parents are going to be like, oh, you are not allowing free market. You are capping the earning potential of my son, which is illegal constitutionally.
Yeah.
That's
he
what's
definitely didn't deserve all that money he was trying to get.
Yeah, 500 yards, man. He got it, though.
Where is he at? He's at
Georgia, right?
Yeah, he's at Georgia. That's what I was thinking.
Wild. Yeah. So what did Georgia give Branch? Word is he got his demand. It was like, I think it might have 1.5 million. I think I might have, but whatever. 1.5 million? Whatever.
Oh, yeah,
I'm glad we didn't do it. I'll say that respectfully. But all right, that's where we are. Michigan, you missed a gem. What are you doing? You're taking a nap, bro. Listen, you die when you sleep, or you'll sleep when you die, brother. I'm just kidding. All right,
oh, that was wild.
I'm just saying, there's plenty of time for sleep. It ain't during Michigan Wolverines live, dog. Rewind. Hit the rewind, bro. This was a busy show. All right. Anyways, here, let me hit these final super chats. Actually, we only got one more. It's Elijah. Thank you. U of M can fix their Philip Wright error with Gash. I like Philip Wright a little. I like Philip Wright more. I'm gonna be honest with you. But Gash is a good player. I want him. We'll take it. I get it, Elijah. I'm with you though. Elijah, do you approve of these new Michigan targets? I think you do. I think Elijah Gash is about to be, or I'm Elijah Gash. Elijah Bowman's about to be a complete 180 on his analysis of the Michigan wide receiver core. But anyways, yeah, so that's where we are. That's our show, boys. Hour and 15 minutes. We had a jam-packed show. Johnny, thank you for joining me. Oh, we got another one. Super chat here. We got 5012. Does this bill help or hurt Oregon? Okay, great question. So here's the reality, guys. All the teams that were doing the NIL, Oregon, Miami, nothing's changed. It's all they still have the ability to buy these players. And what's crazy is an article just came out by On3. I know people like to give On3 a lot of shit, But the reality is, guys, one of the things that they focus on is one of the most critical things of recruiting right now, and it is NIL, because it is a major variable in the recruiting process. One of the players said it's not about how much money you can get, it's about the benefits. Private jets, cars, houses. Like, I'm like, damn, dude, like, for real. Like, so now right, because we're getting out of the infancy stage of NIL, you're now getting to a more mature state. And the mature state is, I want, not only do I want $1 million, I want private jets for my parents to come to games. I want trips. I want trips to Hawaii. I want a car. I want the house for the parents, etc. I want a brand, a clothing brand deal. Yeah.
You talking about campus legend went to a whole new level.
Yeah, bro.